Alright you guys, how's it going? So I'm just making a quick video here because I was watching some YouTube while I was working in my office, which this is going to be raw and uncut. There's nothing fixed or ready, or this is just the way it is. Saturday working in my office, and we'll take a look around. So this is my life every day. I try to clean up every night, but I don't always get to it. But let's go over to the fish room. I want to talk about a couple things. So and my wife's an eBay reseller, so that's what all this is. Yes, this is our life. But the basement's basically a business center, and so she resells from eBay. But I wanted to talk about my Discus compared to the Discus I've bought. So let's go with this tank here. I'll try not to spook them because they don't really like that camera. So if you look at what I look for in a Discus, now I've heard claims of 10-inch, 11-inch, 12-inch Discus. That's insane. Someone's wrong because I've never seen a 12-inch Discus. The biggest Discus I've ever owned was 9 inches, and it was a beast. And actually it was the father of these blues right here. So this big blue right here. And those are ones I raised in my fish room. And then this one is actually from discus.com. And that's an Eco Cross. And then these ones down here are the Myrtle Beach, which are really nice. Don't get me wrong, these are nice fish. But these fish I would say are 8 months and below. Probably my fish right here is the 8-month, and the rest are probably 6-7 month. But these are all future breeders. And then you see this guy here. This guy is a wild Heckle. Now, if you look at his shape, not very good, right? You look at his eyes, not very small, right? Well, because he came in at probably about 2.5 inches from the wild, so he probably missed some sandwiches in the wild. So if you look at him, still a good looking fish, and I'm going to use him to keep my stock pure as far as wild as I can. But I want you to notice the eye size. This is one of mine right here that I've bred. This is one of mine that I've bred. It's a cross between a Heckle, wild Heckle, and a red turquoise Heckle. And then this guy right here is another one of mine. But notice their eye size. If you look at that eye bar on it and you count that eyes, you know, they're probably going on 7 eyes. So when people talk about size of Discus, the size of the Discus does not matter to me personally. Because if you look at the Myrtle Beach right here, you notice the eye is a little bit bigger, right? Now this is because I focus strictly with my food, so these guys have only eaten my foods. They have gotten nothing else, right? Where these guys might have got the beef heart. I don't know what he feeds his fish. I know he sells beef heart on his website, and trust me, I am not knocking beef heart. It has a purpose. When you're a breeder, you need to grow fish fast to make money. Beef heart is the way to go, right? But I'm not doing this for money, right? I'm doing this for education. But I am selling my products because of the lack of education on the products in our hobby. So I want you to notice the eyes on this guy right here. If I count his eyes, I count probably a 6 eye. Still a nice fish and not stunted at all. Beautiful, 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 right? And that's about normal. But then if you look at my fish right here, that's probably a 7 eye. And I've had up to 8 eye. So that's how I look at Discus as far as size. Yes, you're going to get a 6-inch Discus, you're going to get a 7-inch Discus, you're going to get an 8-inch Discus, and one out of 1,000 you're going to get a 9-inch Discus. But they are very rare, okay? So I want you guys to understand that it's not the size of the fish that matters, it's the eye size in the fish, because that tells you how the fish is grown, if it's grown correctly. Alright? So I just want to get that very clear that some fish are 6-inch fish and they are perfect. Their size is perfect, their eye size is perfect. And then you have the 9-inch fish. Their eyes are going to be bigger, and you know that's very rare. And the father of this blue fish right here was a 9-inch fish, right? And it's probably the only, out of thousands of Discus I've had, it's probably my 3rd ever. So when I hear people saying they want their Discus to grow to 8-9 inches, it happens, but it's very rare. It's a genetic thing. It's not a food, right? It's not a food thing. because that fish right there is probably a 6.5 to 7 inch fish. It's 8 months old, right? But his dad had great genes. So if I can get 8 inches out of that fish in the back there, so the one in the back, not the red Ica or the Heckle, but, or here's his brother right here. This is his brother. Same fish, same parents, just didn't come out with the same coloration. There he is. And you can see that triple Heckle bar coming in on the back side. So I just want to make a quick video. This isn't one of my polish. It's just going to be a shoot and upload video. And you know, this is for my hardcore people that really know, like, and trust me, that want information. But I was just going through some videos and I seen somebody say that, you know, they're trying to get their fish to 12 inches. Throw out a 12-inch ruler and look at that, and that's from nose to tail. There's never been one in existence. I hate to say it, that's not possible. 9 inches is big, and I think the biggest discus recorded is 9 inches, I believe, or maybe 9.2 or something. So I just kind of want to go over now. These are all future breeders. Oldest 8 months, I would say the youngest 6 months, right? But I'm keeping them together to start pairing up because any of these crosses are going to work. So they're all going to have the lines. You guys know how much I love the bars and everything. But yeah, I just kind of want to make this video real quick because I want you guys to understand that it's not so much about the size of the discus, it's the health of the discus, right? Healthy discus just look a certain way. They have no cloudy eyes, they don't have cloudy fins. You know, these guys are starting to get a little bit of breeding in them. I can already see them picking at cones and stuff. So there's a little bit of aggression in here. And that is fine, right? Because I want these guys to pair up. Now, will they lay eggs at 8 months? No, because the females just aren't mature enough. But at a year, yes, I've had discus breed at a year. I try to keep them at 15 months. That's when I want to really start breeding them. But if they're going to go at 14 or 13, then I'm fine with that. Okay? So just quick video on size. What I look for as a breeder is eye size. I don't really care as long as, if I count less than 5 eyes on that vertical stripe right there on their eyes, then I know I'm getting into stunted. Then we're stunting the fish, right? Now at a 5, I believe I can still save that fish. But anything under 5, if I get a 4.5 or a 4 as far as the eye size on that stripe, then that fish is pretty much definitely not going to be a breeder because it's not healthy. And 2, you know, it's going to be sold, and it's going to be sold as a B or a B discus basically. It's not going to be sold as a top discus. And then, you know, my goal here is to breed these discus. So I just wanted to kind of go over that real quick about the size of a discus is not as important as the eye size on the vertical stripe, counting those eyes on there. So people always ask me, is my discus stunted? And you know, I don't always have the heart to tell them that it is. I say, you know, it looks decent, it looks good, but to get a fish to look like this, it takes a certain diet and a certain regimen. Now you look at my tank, right? It's dirty. I haven't done a water change on these guys in 3 days. It's not something that I need to do all the time. But what I do is when I change the water on this tank, I just clean the bottom and change that much water, whether it's 5 gallons, 10 gallons, 15 gallons, right? I don't sit there and go, I gotta do 30% a day. That's not how it is as far as trying to keep discus healthy. It's about just visually watching them. And these guys get fed 3 times a day, so there's plenty of food going in. So I'm not worried about keeping my tank spotless as far as for videos. Yeah, I like to clean them up a little bit, but this is real world. This is every day. I'm working in my office. I'm literally, you know, 40 feet away from this tank, and I figured, you know what, I'm just going to shoot a quick video on this. All right, so that's about it. I just wanted to make a quick video. You guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Bye.